Hello internet, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi and we're going to be talking about the updated tier list for May. There has been some changes in basically every single tier list. We're going to be talking, of course, mostly about ours, but also checking everyone else's. So we're going to be going over ours, Nikki GG, Brightwen, and the JP tier list, which already has on SSS, as you can see, Crown. Now, before we start, leave a like, subscribe, help me grow the channel. This year, we need to get to 10K. I think that's a good goal, 10K. If we reach it, good. If not, get good. A skill issue, right? That's it. Let's get started talking about the tier list. Important to mention before we start also, why is every single tier list putting Crown so high up? Why is she so damn good? She is undoubtedly the best burst 2 in the game right now. There is nothing in here to discuss. She is the best B2 in the game. So when we're talking about the 65% attack buff, we're talking about the 60% increased attack damage, we're talking about invulnerability and taunt every 15-20 seconds, depending on your setup. And she also creates a shield, which will help a lot in terms of surviving from time to time those one-shots on burst. Now, she is completely broken. She's one of those units that just like Litter makes no sense to release. And in fact, she is the reason, before we go into the other tier list, why we have changed our tier list, and now above T0 there is a new tier called balanced. Now, what is balanced? If you go to about our ratings in here, Shift Up doesn't know how to balance some units, and they're just too broken. The girls here surpass absolutely everyone else. And this applies to Litter since day one, this applies to Chrome right now, and this applies since Red Hood came out. Red Hood is a bit of a special case, she fits everywhere, but in my opinion, and I know this will be for some people a weird take, Scarlet also should be here. The damage output Scarlet Black Shadow can put out in comparison to everyone else is stupid. I know some people would change this, and instead of Scarlet they would put Alice. I do not think that's the case. I could see the point of putting Scarlet Black Shadow on T0 instead of on Balanced, but for now it will stay like this. It might change in the future, but for now, Crown, Little, Red Hood deserve their own tier. They are just too good. The only other difference in our tier list for this month is that the Scarlet is back at T0. She does not really fit on the 0.5 unit. She is better, but she didn't fit with these girls right here either. So I was like, okay, if I start moving people down, I have to rechange or rebalance absolutely every tier. But the tiers are good. Like if you go to our ratings and what each tier means, I think we've done a pretty good job at putting units where they should be. That's why I just created a new one on top of absolutely everyone else. And my intention is to put as little characters in here as possible, unless Shift Tab decides to start doing stupid characters like this, right? So Crown, Little, Red Hood, guarantee are here. Scarlet Black Shadow might be removed, might stay, not 100% sure, we'll see. Scarlet back on T0. The rest of the tier list stays the same. Now, I am missing Kilo on the tier list. I have completely forgotten about Kilo. I have not tested it. I have not checked anything. So I need to do a Kilo review and add her into the tier list. Other than that, that is for our tier list and what's going on right now. Let me know what you think about the change. If you think these characters should be here or they should be on T0 like everyone else. I do not want to create more tiers above. I hate when we start going up, but at the end of the day, we are at the mercy of Shift Up and what they want to do. So all that's about my tier list. Let's check the other ones to see what they're doing. Starting with the Japanese tier list, they are putting Crown as an SSS character and Kilo as an S character. We could check just by burst. So for example, burst ones, they are putting Tia, Doro, Litter, and the Clear Wife in here and SS. When we talk about burst 2s, SSS is only Crown and B3 is Modernia and Red Hood. I do not really agree with Babu being at the same tier as Red Hood and Crown. I think she's an amazing unit and she's super strong. But when we talk about Red Hood and Crown, it's too much of a difference. Like Shift Up every 6 months looks like it's releasing a character that's just broke. On the literal sense of the word, right? Like Red Hood made everyone being able to push content they were stuck on. Made people being able to push under even higher combat deficit powers. And now Crown is also allowing us this, right? Like before that, it was Schoolgirls. It was like, oh, now we can push even under heavy deficit power. Before that, it was Banished. And before that, there was nothing other than Litter on release and then Babu and the newer characters. But they are releasing every 6 months something that completely outbalances everything else. And I will make a separate video talking about power creep and why a Shift Up is having issues with this, just like every gacha long term, right? This is not a problem just on Shift Up, just on Nickel. Now, this happens on every single game, but of course I play Nickel, so I talk about it here. So SSS for the JP brothers are just Crown, Red Hood, and Babu. kind of agree. I will not put Babu in there, but it is what it is, right? When we talk about Pride When and we go into the tier list itself, I think they're also putting Crown as, of course, on the SSS tier. Everywhere SSS, but PvP, she's a B. And I kind of agree. Once again, I think it's true. I don't care about PvP, so I don't do anything in that regard. When we talk about the pros and cons, the only thing that they're putting as cons is that, of course, the skin is a gacha, which is completely true. It's pilgrim rate, which is 1% instead of the usual 2% rate up. And also that the FPS is dependent on if you are playing at 60 FPS or not. This is just if you want to consider her a sub DPS unit. If not, it doesn't really matter, of course. And I say it doesn't matter because most people, realistically speaking, are not playing at 60 FPS. They're going to be always on a phone, most of them at 30 if they reach 30. So I will never consider the Counter Pro, of course, for people who want to min-max is good, but I will never consider that myself personally. And then we talk about Nikkei GG on SSS. Crown is there with Litter, Tia, Naga, Alice, and Reto Hutu. If we check her ratings, story is 10, boss is 10, PvP is 7, and the recommended skills, just like everyone else, 10, 10, 10. Nikkei is releasing a lot of characters that are 10, 10, 10. We've been getting plenty of good units that you either go full investment or you have to highly invest in them, or you are kind of fucked when it comes to solo raids and in general competitive content. So I still do not understand what they want to do or how they want to handle all of this stuff, because it's clear we have a problem with resource acquisition right now in the game. Hopefully they talk about this, but again, we've been waiting for them to talk about this for months, and the only thing they did was the change into burst generation, which fixes absolutely nothing we've been complaining about. Now, all that said, just wanted to talk a little bit about the tier list. Once again, let me know what you guys think about having a balanced tier list, balance as in XD, right? I was gonna call this tier XD, but I thought maybe people didn't understand it, so I just call it balance. I think it's more of a wide-known meme, right? Balanced units. So let me know what you guys think about this change. If Scarlet Black Shadow should be here or at T0. If you would put anyone else on balance, personally, I don't think anyone else should be here. I think those 3 girls are above everyone else. All that said, we're gonna be today later making a competition for banners, a banner showcase. There's this banner right here on top with the new cosmetic system. If you wanna be part of that, come to the stream and say hello, send your banner on Discord. We're gonna be rating them from S to F. All that yapping aside, that's gonna be it for this one. Let me know what you think about the change on the tier list, what you think about Crown in general. Thank you to my Patreons for making this content possible. You can join them with the links in the description down below. Good luck with your pool dinner rates. I'll see you in the next one. 役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。